What's up, guys? It's Chris Moulton, Andrew Martin. It's the Union Report. We have with us El Capitan Nico Gordon. How are you today?
I'm good. Happy to be here. Happy to see you.
Definitely, man. Beautiful weather, but I think the most beautiful thing was going down to Orange County this last weekend and bringing home 3 points.
Yeah, for sure, man. Big game for us. Obviously, picking up the points after losing the first game of the season away. I think it's just delightful to obviously get the 3 points and do it in the way we did it.
Definitely. Was there anything special about your preparation for that game?
I'll say just like the hunger. Obviously, we came off a 4-0 win in the week with in the Open Cup, so the clean sheet obviously helped, and we just went there knowing we keep a clean sheet, we're going to create chances. So I think just the knock-on effect and the momentum built up for this game, it was special, man. It was a good game for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Andrew, you have a question?
Yeah, so right now you guys are obviously on a roll with 3 straight wins, 2 in league play and then 1 in the cup play. As a player, how real is momentum?
Yeah, it's a big thing, especially you see it in training, you see the competition. Everyone knows the more games you win, harder for people to come in and play. So it's all about keeping your spot, keeping your shirt, and obviously just building as a team. Like regardless who starts or who comes on, we're all a team, and everyone's going to get an opportunity. So it's obviously a big thing going in football because obviously there's highs and lows, but when you hit it, you have to keep it up there and find the ways to keep improving, keep getting the wins and the results.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems just from the stands and from TV that there's this like real big teamwork vibe from number 1 all the way down to 18, and then even the guys that may not dress for a match. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the games we played, a lot of the players will come on and show their qualities. Like the game on the weekend, Luke came on, got his goal, and obviously Elijah had a good game, and
just named USL Championship Player of the Week.
Exactly. It's a big thing for the club and for him.
Yeah.
That's going to make him more hungry and obviously bring more to the game and to the pitch.
Amazing. So you play in such a thankless position as a center back, and yet you are kind of the guy that's out there quarterbacking to equate it to American football.
Yeah.
Have you always been a center back, and how's that been for you?
Yeah, I've always been a centre back. Sometimes I played right back when I was obviously very young, playing with older boys. But I think over the last 2 years, especially last year, I played for North Texas. I developed my centre back role a lot, being the captain there and obviously winning the championship. And being there, I found that obviously communicating and demanding from your team is very important to be a champion. And obviously I kept this focus for the year, and obviously we won every game. We didn't lose a game at home. And obviously, like coming here, I just want to bring that to the team. And I think I've shown that so far, but I always need to improve, obviously.
Always growing and developing as a player. And you kind of brought up winning with North Texas. How big is that for this club? They threw down the gauntlet early saying, hey, if we don't make the playoffs, we're going to give season ticket holders money back. And it's one of those things where you bring championship mentality to the squad. How important is that?
It's massive. Obviously, coming here, from what I've seen, the fans are always here. It's very busy. So I think if we have that connection with the fans, knowing that they can trust us, and I think they're starting to realise now we have a good team with all the new staff and players coming in. I think playoffs for us is guaranteed. I think the quality we have and the thinking behind it, I think it's going to be easy for us, but obviously we have to show that. And I know the more we do good throughout the season, it will get even more busier, and the club will give back to the players as much as we can give back to the staff and the owners. I think it's important. Living here, it's a small community, and obviously it's the only soccer club. I think we can do big things for the community and for ourselves, of course.
That's incredible, man. Andrew?
Yeah, so going back to you being from Birmingham, England, same as Jordan, obviously that's a big city, so you probably didn't know him necessarily before, but how familiar were you with Jordan before you came to Monterey Bay?
I knew about Jordan obviously because so at Birmingham was a younger kid, and that's Jordan's nephew, and he had told me about Jordan when I went back after North Texas. So I didn't know him throughout the years, but I knew him like before I signed for this club. And then obviously as a captain, I've done like a little bit of research and seen obviously he's played and he obviously knows football. When I played against the Town FC, the second team, I did actually see him in that game also, but I didn't actually recognise until obviously it came about that I was going to come to the club. But yeah, Jordan's a top guy, man. Good manager. You can talk to him about anything, and what he wants from us is it suits me, in my opinion, and I think also the players, like, he wants to press high, play football, but at times be nasty and be a dog. You know, it's good. It's good balance.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and something I think we're both interested in is you are the team's captain, and you're also one of the younger players on the team. I think you're the first captain in the first 4 years for the team that's been under the age of 30. How difficult, or is it difficult, to be the captain when you're one of the younger guys?
For me, to be honest, I don't like, even if I wasn't a captain, I'd be the same person. I'd talk to everyone on the pitch. I'd demand the same. It doesn't really mean it much to me. I just think, like, obviously, like, for example, playing with Guzman, he knows a lot about the game. He talks in a calm manner, but what he says is, like, he demands it. Everyone's different, you know. Some people are loud, some people are more calm. I think obviously playing with older boys, you obviously learn from the experiences, but I'm the type of captain I learn from what people do. You don't have to shout. I don't have to shout too much, or I don't need someone to shout at me. But the way you play, and I can see you want to fight and be hungry and play for the team, and it brings more from me. So me, when I play as a captain, I like to be calm as well. But I talk a lot, but in a calm manner, and then I fight all the time. Like, I'll be aggressive a lot. So that shows other people, like, oh yeah, he's here. He wants to fight. He wants to win. I bring that type of energy.
And so, I always think of Guzman, like, he'll be in his kit, and then something happens, and this is from a fan's perspective. He's like Superman, you know, he goes into a phone booth really quick and he changes, except he comes out in a suit and tie with a briefcase like a lawyer, because he's just that guy. How is the relationship with you and him and Jacob and all the guys that and Lara, the guys that play on the back line?
Yeah, I think our defense is definitely one of the strong points of our team. Obviously, defense wins titles, so we have a good mentality of just fighting for the team. We don't have to be the prettiest, and we don't have to obviously get all the goals. Obviously, we leave that to the strikers, the centre mids, but just making sure we have a good spine and we try and keep as much shots as we can. Obviously, we've had 2 shutouts now. We want more shutouts, more wins. It gives us the best chance going into the games, but the relationship's good. Obviously, there's good competition. Everyone's obviously had a little bit of chances in pre-season. Obviously, with the season kicking off now, it's obviously a bit tougher, but in training, everyone's working hard, and hopefully everyone gets to show what they can do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Andrew?
So you had mentioned a couple of minutes ago about Jordan when he played kind of being a dog.
Yeah.
And I think from my perspective anyways, you look like you're a dog for us. And that definitely comes across. Is that something that you, like, actively strive for?
Yeah, especially growing up in Birmingham. I don't know if you know much, but growing up in Birmingham, it's not pretty. Like, the football is always like long ball, winning headers. Like, if you go 50-50, your manager will tell you to go kill. So growing up, I've always had that mentality, you know, like, I don't want my guy to beat me. Especially with Instagram and all these things nowadays, you don't want to get put on any reels or any highlights. So it's always important to, if you're going to tackle firm and make sure you come out with a ball. So yeah, it's little things like this. I always think about this in my head.
Yeah, because I'm actually curious, is that difficult to kind of skate that fine line? Because from what I've seen, you do skate that fine line, because you see some guys in the league that are dogs, but, you know, they also can be, like, dirty, or they may not go hard enough, and you seem to be, like, right in the middle, you know, just hard enough to take the ball and make people know you're not to be trifled with.
Yeah, I don't necessarily, like, say why I do that. It's just how I grew up, and obviously I'm quite quick as a centre back, so I always have a little bit of an edge, you know. Obviously I can always get better, but I just think I always have that mentality. I just don't want to get beat, and that's all for me, really. Yeah.
So my last question would be you know, Andrew talked about your youth. You're a pretty young guy, but you have a lot of experience. How would you rate USL Championship against all the other leagues and teams that you've played with and for?
As in, like, what league would I put it compared to England?
Yeah.
Obviously, I only played Championship, so I'm not sure, like, what the level is in, like, League 1 or 2 in England. But I would say, like, when I've been playing these games, I've noticed similarities. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like I could put this team in that league or this you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say like a lot of our players could play where I played before, and like there's good players in this league for sure. You know, there's definitely good challenges, very physical league, and then you have the 1 or 2 players that are very good on the ball and have quality. Obviously the age groups in England, I would say a lot more young talent gets pushed. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
when we played against the first game, San Antonio, they had quite an experienced team, whereas we had a younger team. So I just think, obviously, you can see from Jordan, where he's brought a lot younger players. He's used to that type of play style because he knows young players can bring a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And they obviously want to beat players and be exciting. It brings an excitement to the fans and the community. So I think, yeah, I can't really compare it because I only played in one league in England, but I see a lot of similarities with like the style of players. So that's all I can say, really.
Okay. Andrew, anything else?
Yeah, I'll just end with a quick question. What do you like to do in your free time, if you have any free time?
So in my free time, I often go Monterey. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh, yeah.
It's like hot tub, sauna. And then other than that, I've been trying to learn how to cook because I don't know how to cook. So I've been trying to learn how to cook and just talk to my family. And obviously, if we do play a game, I watch the game back like thoroughly, and go back on it and see what I could have done better. But other than that, I just want to focus because, as I said, I think with our team this year, I think we have to make playoffs. Like it's our main goal. And I think if we don't achieve this goal, I think it'll be very upsetting for me for sure and for the team. So I just want to focus, and we play, we train, we go home, recover, and you know, when the time's right, we go out, we do whatever. But it's a good place to focus and just focus on what's ahead.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I think that's all the time we have today. But Nico, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.